Hi everyone, it is me, Kevin. I am back with yet another video. Been a little bit of a minute, a hot minute some would say, but I am back and there's just a lot going on Neopets right now and super excited to be back and share some stuff with y'all. I think the biggest thing I wanted to talk about is that NCUCs are officially going to be coming back this month. They'll be releasing some information regarding the mechanics about the NCUCs in the TNT Live that'll be happening on the 17th. I'm also excited to share that I will be the one hosting that session as well. For those that weren't there or weren't around for it, I was hosting the last one, or I hosted the last one, and it was definitely a really fun experience. I shared some of my thoughts about it in the last like 2 videos, I think, where I just gave a recap and some of my commentary on some of the moments throughout the AMA. I took a peek at some of the questions that people have been asking in the straw poll, and if you have not submitted your questions to the straw poll, definitely go ahead and do that. I'm sure you can find it on their socials. Regardless, a lot of the questions they have there, they're a little spicy and I'm a little nervous about asking them, but y'all just know I did not pick these questions. I do not get to choose which ones to ask, so yeah. TNT did give me a handful of little info points that I'm allowed to share. I actually don't know that much about it. I think I know just about as much as like the average person. Like they did send me some art assets here. This is the current Darrigan Techo. This is the UC Darrigan Techo that's a lot of you are probably still familiar with. And as you can see, you can turn it into the UC Darrigan Techo. Same thing for the Fairy Zuitak over here. Obviously the old one is better, I'm sorry to say. I'm super excited about this one. The gray Drake you see on the right side here. This was actually technically never released. It's just really exciting to see this finally get a chance to shine in the actual game. And I'm super excited because I currently have a gray Drake of my own that I will be turning into an NCUC. Pure Raw here. He's gonna look so freaking good as an NCUC Drake, and ooh, it's gonna look great. It does look like there's going to be 2 different items that are going to allow you to toggle your pets between NCUC and the current like convertible style. And they did show me like the items that are going to be used to paint them. There's not much details on the mechanics that go into it, so I'm sure we'll be able to get more information about that during the actual live session. It's coming close, and I still know nothing about the live, so I would love to get an outline or something so I can prepare and not freak out in the middle of the session. But okay, that's me hiding my anxiety. Doing a really good job of hiding it. Oh, another one that's I'm really excited about is this one. So background, as you can see here, this is Fairy Zafara. This one was one of the pets that were auto converted, so this wasn't an instance of the pet never being released, but rather it used to look like this, and we've never seen this art again in the site. They've clearly gone back in, redrawn some of the line work, and are going to be re-releasing all of the old art. I think this more or less confirms my hopes that I will be seeing my baby, the royal boy Growls again, and they'll be back in the game, and I am so excited about that. And then one last piece of information that they showed me here, or rather one last art thing, like there's a silhouette, so this will probably be the NPC that like kind of sells off the items that you can use to reconvert your pet or unconvert your pets to their old arts. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get more information on whoever this person is, and yeah, I hope they're an interesting character. Some other details that they shared with me. So another interesting thing, I was under the impression that we would only be getting the fairy UCs at first, but it looks like we will be getting all the fairies, the Darrigans, and the Greys. I'm super excited about it because I want a fairy Growl really badly, as some of you may know from like way back in the beginning of my Neopets content creation journey. I talked about wanting a UC fairy Growl since like forever ago, but they're just so rare and so hard to find. Like now I can finally get my own with the name that I love. Super excited about that. And then Darrigan pets, a lot of them fit my aesthetic, like the Yerbals and the Techos are awesome as well, the Drakes. So there's just a lot of really awesome stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline. Wow, pipeline. I feel like I'm still at work. I logged off at 5 today and I was done. Oh, they also gave me a date that I can share. They said it'll be buyable in the NC Mall on January 23rd. That is literally 10 days from the day I'm recording this right now, and that is really exciting. I don't know what else to say about that. I have no idea what the mechanics will be. I'm hoping it's not like super RNG or gacha focused. Games nowadays really focus on like the gacha and RNG stuff to like get their money, and I recognize that that's probably where it is. So I don't know if I necessarily blame them if that's the direction they went with it, but we'll just have to kind of see. But yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing, that the NCUCs are really truly finally making their way into the game. I am hoping that the execution of it goes smoothly. What I would love is that the NCUCs have no visual differences on the actual pet image. So like, for example, if you saw this pet on my lookup right now, Silvato, you would not be able to tell if it was a true UC from before conversion or if it was an NC UC that was like purchased with the NC cash. However, what I think would be really cool is if previous UCs could maybe get like a little trophy or something right over here, like something that truly does not matter. I think it would be a nice nod to the pets that like have been a UC since back before in the olden days. It's kind of a sensitive subject for some folks because I know like people tie it with elitism, and yes, there are absolutely notions of elitism with, especially within the Pound chat. Like I'm not gonna act like that's not the case. I don't know, like from my perspective, I think there's just kind of like something like nice about that, and I don't think it really detriments anyone that's getting a newer UC. I think everyone kind of wins with that solution, but hey, we will see. We will see. So with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right into the game. So I really haven't made a lot of progress on my account since I last made a video. Everything's stayed relatively stagnant. All my pets are pretty much the same. Nothing has changed. But I think one of the biggest things I've been spending my time on, and it's funny because like the last video I made, I talked about NeoQuest II and all the mechanics that are surrounding it. I talked about how wouldn't it be fun if I went and played it again on insane mode because I've never taken on that challenge and yada yada, but then it'd be so hard to play with the lag and whatnot. Well, shocker, I started playing it and I'm almost done. There are 3 difficulty levels for those that don't know about NeoQuest II. The first one is normal, where it's straight up normal, just vanilla gameplay. There's evil, which you can only access after beating normal all the way through once. These are some of the bosses that you encounter throughout the game. If you look at the actual HPs associated with them, as you can see, we have 1000 HP for normal, 1250 for evil, and 1500 for insane. And I think the actual normal mobs that show up in the game as well, the normal monsters you fight along the way, those will have like 1.5x HP and then 2x HP. So insane is pretty tough because there's just so much more HP associated with every encounter you have. Items cost more money, and I think the biggest thing is that within insane mode, the one I'm in right now, if you die at any point, if your party wipes out, you start over at the way beginning of the game. And this is a very slow moving game. I think I'm like a week into this, and granted I've been moving really slowly, but there's like multiple worlds and you have to move tile by tile. And do you see how long this takes to get all the way here? That's just like one map. There's this many maps all across Terror Mountain, and that's chapter 2, and there's 5 chapters. And then, oh my gosh, y'all, the Lost Desert took so long. Imagine that singular rock is one tile. For this chapter, you have to go all the way around and then back here and then back here and then back here and then over here. And then each of these like palaces and pyramids also have several levels to them. Like this is the ruined temple. There's 4 levels to it. So yeah, it can be an extremely time-consuming game, to put it short. Like I said, I'm currently in Fairyland. I'm almost done. I'm making my way to the Devilpuss over here. But it's just been really fun to get myself engrossed in the game again. There's definitely been some periods of lag in the game where I had to just stop playing and just wait for the lag to ease up because it's been so painful to go through. Okay, so this is an example of an encounter within the game. So these 4 monsters attacked me together in a party. This is my party. I have Rohain, Mipsy, Talinia, and Velm. So I'm starting off with Mipsy. I'm going to start off by casting the Chaotic Speed, which is a group haste. And how the turn system works is that it basically follows just like a timeline, and it shows who's going to be attacking next based on whatever the time duration left is. As we can see here, it's currently Velm's turn. Within my team, the next turn would be Talinia, then Rohain, then Mipsy, all the way at 6.3 seconds away. And haste just shortens the average duration of the next turn coming up. Same goes for them, where these 4 mobs have this long until their next turn, and it all is sequential across all of the 8 people in this battle. So I think the next person attacking would probably be the Scorchio commander. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up some shielding for my party. So now we have haste and shielding, and the Scorchio commander is going to be attacking. Velm takes 20 damage. I'm just going to go ahead and throw out a triple knock here. Talinia hits a bunch of mobs with her AoE skills. Rohain hits with a nice critical of 129 damage on the Scorchio commander. And now it's a couple turns of the opponent's team. Oh, Obliterate hits with 100 damage. Oof. Oh, that might be kind of iffy. So one thing that's really awesome about Velm is that he has a lot of group healing. So this group healing skill will heal all of my people that have taken damage for up to 90 per turn, and has a pretty low cooldown. He'll be able to attack again in 2.6 seconds. So now he can take another Obliterate to the face. Hopefully the mobs don't just focus him, but his turn came back up again, and now everyone's fully healed. Mipsy did a big damage of disease across all 4 of the monsters, 48 damage to each. And yeah, this is just the general gameplay. These Scorchio commanders just do a ton of of damage. They're kind of scary. So I'm gonna knock this one out. Awesome. But yeah, like as you can see, like this gameplay is pretty painful if every page load just takes forever. Thankfully, there's not much lag going on because I'm playing at 12 a.m. as one does on a Friday night at 30 years old. Unfortunately, in insane mode, there's a lot more grinding that you have to do just to get your levels up to feel really comfortable going into bosses, because I would rather spend a little extra time grinding between bosses than potentially risk losing the entire game and just being unprepared. So what I'm hoping to do is wrap up MQ2 Insane by the end of this weekend. It's currently Friday, so I'm hoping I find some time to do it, but we will see. So, all right, so we just won that battle. All my party members gain some EXP, I get some gold, and I can move along the way. Let's look at some other news. Oh wait, the Snow Ager's asleep. Will I finally get the avatar? Cause no, rubber power axe. That's a really old item. Ah, there I am. Kevin from Cavino Gaming returns as host. Thought I wouldn't do it again, and here I am. Boo Boo the Fool. I'm a clown to the end. I probably should know this prior to me reading this post from Jelly Neo. Apparently we're giving out a rare item code. Participate if you want that, or maybe just come support me, because some people were not very nice the last time I hosted. Most people were nice. I did come across some Facebook posts that were not very nice about me, and you know what? I don't blame them, because that was my first time hosting something and it was challenging. Oh, and they did mention the straw post here, so I guess you can submit your AMA questions through this link. Oh my god. Y'all, how do you expect me to ask them this? Oh god. Whatever. We'll see what they say. Good luck to TNT to answer those questions, because I have no idea what I'd say. Anyways, going back to some of the news. They did post a little bit of a social thing, hyping up that not only will we be seeing the NCUC Gray Drakes, but we'll also be seeing the Zafara. So it is public news. Y'all have seen it before, but I'm gonna share it too, because I want to. This buzz makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. I have like a weird phobia of flies, and I don't know what it is. When I see a fly like around me, my skin crawls. I like start feeling like dizzy and nauseous and lightheaded. And more specifically, it's something about compound eyes that just does like when I see a close-up of compound eyes, like those are the eyes on flies. Oh my god, like just like thinking about it just like gives me the chills. I can't do it. For those that don't know, there was like a week or so at the end of December and the beginning of January where we were unable to access the library, and it was really annoying, but I didn't really care because I didn't have like a library cookie on or anything. But for the folks that did, they're going to be getting a 125 NC reimbursement to repurchase a library cookie or whatever else they want. So that's really good on them, and I hope people are able to get good library rolls with the additional cookie. Another big thing that happened is that the fan art program did launch, and this is a way, I think, to kind of allow folks to find a way to commission Neopets art and use the main site as a platform to gain visibility for what they're kind of allowing commissions for. It looks like the applications are open, and it looks like you're going to need some kind of store link to be able to submit an entry and stuff like that. So if you are interested in this, I'm not an artist or anything, so I don't have much to provide here, but there's a ton of rules that they have listed out here. Make sure you read that through and make sure you throw your application in if you're interested in it. I think it's a really exciting program, and I think it's a really awesome way to help to start to modernize some of the older rules that they've set in place, especially when it comes to being able to sell your art. There are so many amazing artists that I've met on this site, and I think them having a platform to actually share out their art and get some compensation for it, and also other folks to be able to access their art and use it for their own, you know, like design ideas, is just going to be really awesome and a really great way to create more collaboration and create more interactions within the site. Looking at NC releases, we also have the winter re-releases. I did take a look through this in the past. There's not much I really want in here, but there are definitely some classics. I don't see the Nutcracker face paint, surprisingly. Oh yeah, it's not in here. That's weird. Oh, they also brought in the Moroccan Norbu, Naruto Lover 935. I actually know this person. Well, I don't know them personally, but I've seen them around. Really great pets from what I remember. And apparently this person designed this Norbu. I did actually see the original Norbu drawing that like inspired this. I definitely prefer the original, can see how it translated into this, and I think it looks cool design wise. Not a huge fan of like the face area though. I feel like they could have done a little bit more to like make it fuse into the rest of the body more, but I love the design, I love the concept, and I love that they're still continuously pulling from concepts provided by players and like properly crediting them. I think that's huge. Anywho, going back here, let me throw up some shields, and I think the Baba Enforcer does a lot of damage, so I want to knock that guy out really quickly. If you're watching me do this and you're like, wait a second, Kevin, that kind of looks fun. Maybe I want to play NeoQuest 2. Two resources I will always refer everyone to is a pet page called Winnie 1964. It is a old guide. The creator of this has been last seen a long time ago on their user lookups, so I don't know if they even know that people are using their guides so extensively, but this is like so like early 2000s, I feel. But it just has a really great write-up of different skill trees you can follow depending on the difficulty level that you're playing, different basic battle strategies, the levels that you should be approaching each boss with, depending on the difficulty. It also has some, hints on the boss's mechanics itself, how some are more difficult than others. And then it also has a walkthrough of how you should go through each phase of the chapters. So in Myrtle, it tells you to do all this before going to the foreman and all that stuff. And it's just always been really helpful. I've used this for every single playthrough of NQ2 that I've done. And then I will also recommend the Jelly Neo NeoQuest II maps. They have a map for every chapter, for every map associated with the game. And it just helps so much because, as you can see, it's quite painstaking to make any kind of like movement in the game. So I find that it's really critical for my enjoyment to be able to follow along and know that I'm headed the right way. And I can just focus on getting from point A to point B, following the right path, and just taking stops when I need to grind and being intentional about my movements. Don't know if many people know this, but there is actually a NeoQuest and NeoQuest II board within the Neo boards. So if you go open this up, scroll down to games over here, where is it? Here. And then over here, you'll see NeoQuest and NeoQuest II. It's a fairly inactive board, but I've been having a lot of fun just like documenting my levels. So I started off on December 27th. It is now January 13th, so it's been a minute. But I've just been documenting all of my levels, like giving little commentary for every boss I beat. And yeah, it's just been really fun. And like people have been stopping in, giving me some of their own anecdotals. Some of them have been playing along with me. And yeah, it's just a fun way to like collaborate with each other and give hints and tips and tricks and share experiences to help each other get to the finish line. I said 2 days ago that I was heading to the Devil Puss, and I am still heading to the Devil Puss. So I've definitely been moving slow. Honestly, y'all, I don't really do my weekly quests anymore. I haven't had a good reward here in like a while, and kind of feel like it's not really worth the time at this point, but maybe that's just me. Oh, something else that was really interesting. The Candy Chan stamp came out, and maybe I talked about this in my last video. I can't remember if I did, but the Candy Chan stamp came out on the 24th, and I don't think I've made a video since before Christmas. Yeah, the Candy Chan stamp, which was the final item within the Snowy Valley stamp album that was like worth anything. This got re-released, so I think the average cost of the entire album is something like 10 mil now. Does it have a price estimate here? Yeah, this is now 600K. Oh, there's an inflation notice. How much is this worth now? I know the Snow Wager stamp ended up being like the most expensive one, which is crazy because in October it was worth 20K. I think people are selling it for like 10 mil, but I think that's inflated. If you give it some time, I'm sure it'll fall back down. But yeah, like you can complete the entire album for under 10 mil now if you're keeping your eyes peeled and if you're just restocking your own ones too. So yeah, like I know this is one of the fan favorites stamp album avatars, so it might be a short-term goal for you to work towards if that is something you've wanted for a very long time. Oh, and I talked about it in my last video, but I have made so much progress on the levels for Deputy. He is now level 527. I think I'm going to take a pause on training because when I was calculating the cost of training last time, I completely forgot that at level 500, you start needing 4 code stones instead of 3, and that just made everything feel so expensive. And I was just like, is this worth it? Because I'm not going to keep training HP for a while, I don't think, which means up to 1,581 HP, he would be trainable only for HP. Right now he's 1,615. So I would need level 538 to be trainable. So I'm going to take a bit of a break right now, and hopefully it doesn't outpace the trainable level too fast. I'm hoping I can just make up some of the difference with Fairy Quest because I still do the daily Fairy Quest cookies. I have not been doing Food Club. I don't know why I don't do it. I just get really lazy and forget. Sometimes I like forget that I even put in bets and then I don't collect my winnings. And then I come back and check every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, I have winnings. That's awesome. I feel like there's a lot going on in my life, but none of it is interesting. Obviously, I'm preparing for this AMA, and I'm just like kind of hoping they send me more information about it, because I'm like I'm a very stressed out person, and it really bothers me when I don't know exactly what I need, what I should be prepared with, what to expect going into any kind of event or any kind of presentation. Like, I need to know exactly what my talking points are so I can like plan around it, and not having that stresses me out like crazy. So I'm just like, let's go, send me something. Well, I'm also finally getting a haircut tomorrow. As you can see, my hair is just so long, and it's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess. I feel like with the AMA coming up, I don't want to try any risky hairstyles, just because like, what if it, how wild would it be if I walked into the AMA, just like pop up and my hair just like completely wild? Like, I don't know. I'll probably end up going for the 2 block per usual. I'm boring and basic. I know. I think my haircut after that, so the one after tomorrow, will be more experimental, and maybe with that one I will try the try prepping for like a wolf cut or something. That's my thoughts. I'm going to also do some exploration and like look into barbers in Chicago that can potentially help me with that. I've been really into this barber TikTok slash like YouTube channel called 12 Pel. They are based in New York, and it's just like a lot of folks that are like Asian American barbers. I don't know, it's just like really, I'm really envious of having that relationship with the barber, because every barber I've gone to has been Korean, and like they're the ones like I trust the most. And yes, I speak Korean, but there's definitely language barriers, and I think even cultural barriers that makes it hard to like develop a strong relationship with the barber, so that we can continuously meet each other and, hey, you know my style, this is what I like, and you continuously give me advice to like help me develop into my own hairstyle. And like, I don't know, like I just feel like there's like a relationship you can develop to be like a collaborative effort to come into your own style. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just like rambling there, but who knows? Oh my god, this is how you know I'm like an Omega nerd, because I'm a big fan of trackers. I love just documenting what I'm thinking in my mind, so that it helps me like organize my thoughts. So I always have like random Excel sheets created to help me understand, like to help me think through like what are my plans. When the NCUCs got announced and I was like trying to like think about what I wanted to do with everything, I like wrote out all the pets I had and what they were currently, and then what I could potentially NCUC them into. I think I want to make some updates here. So wait, let me actually pull up my user lookup again and just have that as a reference. All right. So wait, let me update this so that's like my current pets instead of what I had at the time that I made this. So one moment. All right, I am back, and these are updated. So the columns here I have are the pet, the current species and color, the NCUC plan, and then whether or not I've already morphed and already painted the pet. So we have Ark, who is a zombie croc right now, and I did plan for this pet to be a Tyranian Drake. So some things I consider when I look at a pet are the pets associated with it. So we have the Halloween farm swap, and as you can see, 4,090 days old on a 4,110 day old pet. That to me is like almost perfect. If it was actually like fully 4,110 days old, that would be even more perfecter. But I think what makes it kind of difficult is that the farm swap does not have a ton of colors. There's the base one, and there's Halloween, Zombie, Royal, and Valentine. Thinking back, I think what I was thinking was the Tyranian Drake, because I love the UC Tyranian Drakes. I'm like so curious to see what the next rounds will be, but yeah, look how cool this looks. I think Ark will be a perfect name for this art. I'm good with the Tyranian Drake, and either the zombie farm swap or even the regular farm swap will both be great matches, I think. So I feel fairly solid about that decision even now. So we're gonna move along to Boss. Shout out to Luke again for this lovely guy. For Boss, we had the Royal Boy Kugra. So Boss, for me, it's a no-brainer. We're gonna go Royal Boy. I feel like Grawl fits really well, but I'm doing Deputy for Grawl. So then I'm thinking maybe the Akara or the Eerie, because I know I put the Kugra, but I'm realizing Boss like sounds very like bossy, and I wonder if the Kugra, like, he gives me good boy, and I don't know if Boss is like a good boy name versus like a, ooh, the Royal the Royal Poogles, they got done so dirty. Look at this. What is this? Look at how cool they looked before. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want a Royal Boy Cougar on this one. I want Royal Boy Poogle. The Poogies. Let's move on to Deputy. We already know. Wait, what was I thinking? Royal Boy? No. What was I thinking? Come on. Oh, we got Sitlia. an old pet of mine that I recently came across again. Transparent Bloomaroo. Azalea, I'm feeling something a little femme. Maybe gray? Maybe gray? Gray is about to come out. And you know what? I don't even have to lock myself into one. I can like kind of change them around. That's the beauty of it all. You're not locked into a name to UC combination anymore. You can actually like re-access the old art, and it's just so exciting, y'all. So I'm kind of feeling the gray Ixie. Yeah, the gray Ixie is speaking to me right now. Great detail here, and they look so glossy. If I don't know if that's the right way to explain that, but they look very glossy to me. And then lastly, we have the fairies. I don't know if I'll want a fairy. I know a lot of people have always hated on the old fairy galerts, but there's like something very charming about them to me, and I'm very excited to see this one in the game again. Oh my gosh, the angry fairy galert art. This is so old. Wow. Wow, I haven't seen this in so long. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say Grey Ixie for now. All right, so we got Deshina next. And I don't know, the name just feels very regal to me, and I have this lookup made for her. When I was beating the Fallen Fairy in NQ2, I was like, this would be such a great image to have on this lookup, and I think just having her as a royal girl loop, doesn't she just look very regal and cool? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm into it, I'm into it. I'm still sticking with this, and she's already a royal girl loop. We're good. We've got Cavino next. He's no longer a royal boy Tuscanini. He's now a Moroccan croc. And I think I'm kind of set on Moroccan croc for now. I was also kind of entertaining the idea of having Cavino be one of the customizable pets that I keep. Hey, if I'm not feeling the Moroccan croc vibes at the moment, I can just flip it off and go back to whatever I was doing before. So next up we have Koi's. I don't plan on keeping this pet. I've just been trying to find a trade, but have not come across something that I like yet. So I'm not even going to bother thinking about combination here. Next up we have Craven, one of my faves. Shout out to Paige. Thank you so much for the trade. Forever ago. Wow, it's been almost 2 years since I traded for Craven. I have been planning to make Craven a UC Dairy Croc since really early on, March of 2022. And I think they announced NC UCs like a little bit before this. And you know what? I'm sticking to that plan. Lilask, I put Royal Girl Aisha, but to be honest, Lilask tends to be one of my flex customizes. I tend to customize her following the seasons. I may continue to do that. I may just for the fun of it, go a NCUC fairy, because you know, like maybe this is the season of the NCUC. Why not? So I am definitely a Quiggle stan. I don't care what anyone says. The fairy Quiggles are so cute. Don't be a hater. Don't come after me. I will fight. Let's take a look at the grays. Oh, maybe the gray POs. I'm a big fan of these too. I've always thought they were so pretty. They're like very majestic and sad. You know what? Yeah. Gray Piofin. I'm doing it. Here, I put Gray Yerbal here before because I was pretty sure they wouldn't bring the Gray Drakes back, but I'm locked in on the Gray Drake. I'm good with it. Next up, we have Rico. So we have good old Rico over here. Love this name. I'm so happy about this name. So let's take a look at the Darrigans because I feel like Rico is a very Darrigan coded name. I don't know. Did I explicitly want any of these on Dairy Drake? Oh, I did have Sign on Dairy Drake. Yeah, I think I put Darrigan Drake on Sign with that before I had Rico. But now that I have Rico, I'm just like, this is a Darrigan Drake for sure. For sure. Next up, we have Same. I don't know if I plan to keep this name. I did use an FFQ to paint a coconut jub, but I just don't know if I'm feeling it too sentimentally about the word Same. I'm probably going to continue to look for a trade for now and leave this pet as is, but I may turn around on that. Next up, we have Shock, another Luke shout out here. I still feel pretty strongly that Shock I think is a great name for a fairy Grawl. So I'm probably gonna hold on to that decision. This is gonna be so good. I am so excited. So obviously we're not doing this anymore. Sign. I've been trying to find a trade, like the perfect trade for Sign for like a while now, and I just haven't found anything, and I'm slowly realizing maybe I should just perm Sign and call it done here. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep my eyes peeled. Yeah, it's been like 4 months. I don't know if I'm going to actually end up trading. I feel like I'm just being so picky, and there's a couple people that I've been trying to make a trade work for me and being like, and have been like forwarding offers to me. So many offers, and I feel so bad rejecting a lot of them because I'm like, this is a great offer. Why don't I want this pet? And I'm just like, because I like Sign more. And at that point, if I'm just going to reject every fair offer, is there even a point to me saying that the pet is up for trade? I don't know. But I do feel like Sign gives off a very like melancholy energy to it. So I wonder if gray might be the direction to go with Sign. And if I'm thinking melancholy, Gray Ixie does come to mind, but then Citlia would need something different. I'm a huge Gray Yerbil fan. I feel like Gray Yerbil might be the play here. Oh, I sound like such a gamer. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go Gray Yerbil here. And when the NCUC Royals get announced, I'll probably revisit some of these decisions. But for now, why not? There's no harm in locking this in. Salvado is already a Gray Grundo UC, nothing to think about there. I have a pet named Wezen? I don't know how to pronounce this, but they're already a Royal Boy Akara, which I think I feel okay about. But now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Wave might also be a very like Royal Boy Akara coded name, because I don't know why I traded for this name. I think I was so enamored by the look of like the pet being over 7,000 days old and also being the exact same age as the actual pet, and I was just like, whoa, that is crazy. But like I had no idea what to plan for the name, because it's just like such a random name, right? Wave. I'm waiving your taxes. But now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm just like, wait a second. I can kind of see this. I can kind of see the Royal Boy Akara vision for that. So maybe I'll do something else here. That's it. I'm gonna come back to this one because this is, for me, it's just like a really like random 4-letter I've had, and I don't feel very strongly about permeing. And then we have Views, who I am permeing. One of my favorite 4 letters that I have, currently a Robot Drake. I was thinking Robot Jetsam. Love the Robot Jetsam. It would be nice if they like filled in the line work a little bit better. Robot Jetsam is huge. You guys, I completely forgot about the Robot Curie. Y'all, the Robot Curie needs to go somewhere. Ooh. I feel like I'm all over the place right now, but I'm just now realizing I think Rico might make more sense for a Robot Curie, and a Dairy Drake can be like, I think I'm going to try to trade same for a name that works for a Dairy and Drake. Yellow. I pronounce this like yellow, but like ooh-fied, and I feel like this could pull in a name that I feel more strongly about. Let me just think about the colors that I typically like a lot. Is there anything that I'm like not assigning to a pet that I know I'll want when it comes out? Halloween Drake comes to mind. Halloween Galert, also one I love. Ooh, I am also kind of forgetting about the Moroccan Growls. Oh, wait, I forgot that the pirates, there are no UC pirates for those that don't know. And I think for the most part, a lot of them were fairly basic, which is probably why they didn't bother keeping some unconverted. I would say the one that I'm really surprised didn't have a UC version was the Pirate Shoiru. This is fairly different, and I would say kind of similar to the pose that the Fairy Shoirus have, the UC Fairy Shoirus, which did get a UC version. Maybe I'll set Zack tentatively as a Pirate Shoiru, but if I can find a name that fits better, I will switch things around. And I think MSP Poogle is also one I definitely want as well. I'm gonna keep this like this, and yellow, if I can find something else, perfect. If not, already an MSP Poogle, which is great. This is why it's so fickle when people say that pets are permies, because it's like, what does permy even mean? The Pirate Sweet Talk, like these are so cool. Look at this. This is so cool. Can't believe that got auto converted. That's crazy. There's a lot to think about. I'm gonna slot in Tyranny Croc here just for note taking. But a lot of these names, like as I trade them, I want to keep in mind that my goal for what they'll look like as a NCUC will be this. So like maybe as I'm trading, I'll like keep an eye out for pets that can match that thematic well and trade a little bit more intentionally in that sense versus just kind of being unsure of what I want and just kind of denying everything that gets thrown at me. And that may make trading a little bit less painful as well. You know what? I'll just look at plushies. I'm gonna be a clown, open plushies and be like, wait a second, this one's great. I just know it. And I hate how predictable I am, because look at the Bloomaroos. Aren't these so freaking cute? And the Hissies and the Tonus and the Scorchio. Oh no, I'm a clown. I'm limiting myself to one plushie, just one, okay? Just one, no more. And the plushie Galert. Oh no. Do I need to trade for a bunch of pets and have a plushie side account? Is this what I'm gonna have to do? Because there's too many plushies I like, and I feel like plushies just don't flow into the mix of these pets very well. And I feel like it'd be so cool to have like a plushie themed account. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Really, I'm just so excited that the NC UCs are finally coming out. I know I've said it a bajillion times, but y'all, I feel like I've been waiting forever for this moment, and it's finally happening. And I'm just like, finally, you guys took a while. And something else that makes me want to do the side account thing even more is that they're talking about this Neopets thing where it sounds like it'll be easier to link side accounts to your main account, and that'll also increase the capabilities to swap NC items from your main to your side account, you know, make it easy to customize NC UCs in their side account and all that stuff, and make it a little less painful, like jump around accounts and all that. You know, wouldn't it be cool if there was just like a drop down here and you could pick which account you want to be accessing? They will have to like implement some safeguards so that you can't do dailies on your side account too. I'm sure they'll think about some of the mechanics surrounding that, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because it sounds like they're targeting having something released fairly soon, like within the next 6 months, I would say. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out for that. Once again, I will be hosting the next AMA TNT live session. They rebranded it to a live session here. It's going to be on the 17th. I believe it'll be at 5 p.m. PST, if I'm remembering correctly. And it'll be on different platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So definitely tune in, say hello. I would really appreciate the support. I know that it's really easy to watch folks do that kind of work, but I promise you, like, it is so nerve-wracking. There's so much pressure when everyone's watching you. And like, I also know that like there's a lot of folks that are just angry with TNT all the time. So just try to keep the vibes light. We're all just doing the best we can, I think. So yeah. Anywho, look forward to NC UCs dropping. Look forward to the live happening. Look forward to all the features that are going to be coming, and I hope to see you there. With all that said, I hope you are all staying safe, having a lot of fun, drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of food, and I will be sure to see y'all for the next one. Bye.